Okay, we are live now. Let's see how many people are there. It's showing zero viewers.
No more waiting earlier.
9 watching now. It's showing zero viewers. Six.
Not waiting.
9 watching now. भाई अभी स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. लिंक शेयर कर दो यार प्लीज सब जगह. एटलीस्ट 50 नंबर कर दो यार. गाइस प्लीज शेयर द लिंक.
Actually, we are not going to start today's webinar without 50 people watching it live. So please share it on your Facebook and everywhere. Actually, we are not going to start today's webinar without 50 people watching it live.
Rachit, can you share your screen? That PPT.
Just a minute. I have not made a PPT yet. Just the basic
Whatever
presentation. I have the points in my mind.
Okay, so
Just share that image, no? Your screen is already in presentation mode. Okay,
Is it showing
good.
now?
Yeah, it is showing. Just leave this page open now. Don't open that chat window now.
Okay.
No. So still we are waiting. Once we reach 50 people, we will start automatically. So just share it, make it 15, and we will start. हाँ भाई आईपीएल इफेक्ट ही है लेकिन अब आईपीएल में कुछ रखा नहीं है शायद हार गई है हमारी पंजाब. आ जाओ यहाँ पर. Still we have only 21 people watching.
20.
Guys, please share यार.
We've reached 25 now. 24.
What do you mean by stop my mice? I'm not getting it. Anmol, which Google Doc you are talking about? Everything is shared, right?
Hello. So, if anyone have any doubt, he can ask right now. Anything related, because we are not going to start this webinar without 50 people watching live.
गाइस आईपीएल बंद करो और क्वेश्चन आस्क करना स्टार्ट करो. वैसे भी आईपीएल हार गई है पंजाब.
Govind Dhiman asked, "Have you listened any voice from my side?" Someone asked about that Facebook scripts about which you talked in the WhatsApp group.
भाई कौन सी स्क्रिप्ट यार, याद नहीं है मेरे को.
If we just reach 20 more people, we would be starting the webinar. It's at 30 watching right now. Keshav Goyal, hi. Please explain landing pages. Yeah, I will explain landing pages and the blog design once we reach 50 live audience. Paid theme better, or we can use free themes, then add landing pages. Tech Wrapped, I'm happy to see you here too. We have now 35 watching now. If we get 15, it just became 33.
For Javed, your question is like paid theme or free theme. भाई कुछ भी थीम यूज कर सकते हो for landing pages. It doesn't matter whether it is a paid or a free, but it should look good.
Code Canyon ki scripts are available for NUR, but there is so much problem when you try to install them, because most of the times they don't supply documentation. You'll having so much problem in installing the same script on your website.
कोड कैनियन वाली मैं शेयर कर देता हूँ व्हाट्सएप में यार. Guys, share it please. It's only 36 till now. रचित, तुम्हारे पीछे से ड्रम बजने की आवाज आ रही है.
हाँ, there is a marriage nearby. एक सेकंड, मैं अपने माइक की ना एक बार वॉइस नीचे करता हूँ गेन. अगर एडजस्ट हो जाता है एक ऐसे पॉइंट पे जब पीछे की आवाज आनी बंद हो जाए तब बताना. Is it coming now?
No, it's fine now. रचित अपनी स्क्रीन विजिबल कर दो.
Just a minute.
थोड़ा जल्दी करो. People will start. Is WP Optimizer theme good for blog? Actually, WP Optimizer theme I never used that. You can use Genesis theme or newspaper theme is also good. WP Optimizer is not that much good that in against the competition and nowadays the competition we are having in our industry. Yes, you can join our WhatsApp group. Do ping search about your your phone number and details.
WordPress is better or Blogspot?
WordPress is always better because it gives you freedom of adding plugins, giving push notifications, and a lot of features. Actually, push notifications is working very bad. Just let me show you if I can.
Any free plugin on WordPress? Has somebody turned down loudspeaker? I'm hearing my voice again. We need now 10 only to get started with the webinar. It again became 39. There was a question asked, any free plugins or WordPress to collect email addresses with pop-ups at the end of reading a blog post is however good. First of all, I prefer the plugin called Bloom, and I have used it on my blogs as well, and as well as client blogs. But placing pop-up at the end of reading post, I don't think what you have in mind is either a click intent or any other pop-up that opens on clicking a button, or it's a rather opt-in form which is placed at reading at the end of the blog post. Though for first time installation after WordPress, you have to make sure of first changing your settings first, because WordPress won't add any tagline to your blog. You first have to rename your blog, add a tagline, and then go to your category settings, create some basic categories about which you will write, and then change your permalink structure to slash post name, and then move to installing some important plugins such as Yoast SEO and WP Optimizer, or changing to a better theme because the default theme is not that good. You need to change to a better theme which makes your blog look good, and then work on installing plugins such as W3 Total Cache so that your blog runs quickly. And there are a few more changes that you need to do. We all have a list of plugins that we install after making a fresh WordPress installation. This is includes Yoast SEO, and W3 Total Cache, WP Optimizer, and plugins like this that we install right after installing a fresh WordPress installation.
Okay, so can you see my screen? Search.
Okay, I'm making you presentator once. One second.
Yes.
Okay, you are now presentating.
Okay. So you can use OneSignal instead of using any other push notification plugin or using email notifications. Actually, these push notifications are actually working much better than email notifications because you can directly go to in the mobile of the person, and you can just click it and send it to anyone's mobile, and it will be displayed on the top, and there is no cost. It is absolutely free. OneSignal is absolutely free, no matter how many subscribers you got or how many users you got. So I'm getting around like I'm getting 100 to 200 subscribers daily, and each month I just pushed this site up on March 22nd, and I'm getting good number of subscribers each month, and I have reached 16,000 subscribers. And what happens is whenever I publish a post, I got around 100 to 200 real times very easily. It just clicks into second, and I got 100 real time with no efforts, and I'm getting around 8,000 traffic daily with push notifications only. So it is better to set up these things, because if you are publishing like 4 to 5 posts daily on a website or on a multi-niche websites, it's always better to rely on different sources. And with push notifications, you can directly go to the mobile of the person and all of your clients. You can even send custom notifications which you want to share or anything. So that's it. You can use this thing very easily. Just a minute. Just you have to click on new message and select the people you want to send to everyone. You can change the segments of using sending it to Firefox users or Chrome users. You can select message options, and you can even schedule the messages. So I did these things to increase the blog traffic, and they are really working like a charm. So if you have a specific niche blog like on education or on jobs, or or any specific blog, you can use this thing, because you are going to get recurring visitors and they are going to convert for you with no extra cost. So one signal is absolutely free. You can use it. Okay, so Saresh, you can shift to Richit.
Okay, I think I should start the webinar. There are 42 people or 40 watching. We should start the webinar.
Yeah, Rachit, let's start. Let's complete it.
Okay, so mute the microphones. I will start presenting what the content that I have prepared.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining the webinar despite the IPL. My name is Rachit, and today we'll be talking about blog design and landing page optimization. Now, before even beginning the webinar, I want to clear who this webinar is for and who can get the maximum benefit from this webinar. It is from long-term bloggers who want to who want to grow an authority website. If you are aiming for a short-term blog, this might not be much of a use for you, because in short-term websites, the most of the people don't focus on looks a lot, and then in long-term website, these looks do matter. So in today's webinar, I'll talk about two things in particular. I will talk about blog design, and I'll talk about landing pages, and also I'll use some website to show examples of how landing pages are built and how you can get maximum sales from these pages. So To first get started, we should talk about the first most important thing about blog design. It is the color scheme. Now, a color scheme is the total color of your blog by which readers relate with your brand. For example, when we talk about Facebook, we say that Facebook is blue, although it has more colors, but is it essentially blue? We talk about Facebook and we mention that Facebook is blue, and Facebook has created the color scheme and carried out it everywhere. So, and when we talk about Twitter, we talk that yeah, Twitter is also blue. But when we talk about YouTube, we say that YouTube is red because its color scheme is red. And like this, every blog should have a unique color scheme. For example, a few days ago, one blogger got very famous because his color scheme was so unique. It was Matthew who did affiliate marketing, and his color scheme was black and pink. Although it is not the best color scheme or best color combination, but still, due to the uniqueness of his color scheme, he got famous, and his blog made a lot of themes. My theme shop also made a theme around his blog, and there were a lot of bloggers who copied the same color style. The thing is, in choosing a color scheme, you have to be careful about what colors do the public actually like. And there was one research done by the Kismetrics, which is owned by Neil Patel, in which he talked about gender and color, in which he discusses that blue is the favorite color of blue is the most liked color. That is the reason why you see blue in so many tech blogs and so many places, because blue is the most liked color, followed by green, and then after green, the colors get differentiated as per the male or female. Like the females like purple and the males like red. So these are some different things that you need to keep in mind. And once you have figured out what color scheme you will use, there is one tool that I use to create a better color scheme. It is Paletron. I don't know how to pronounce it. What this tool does is it helps you create the best color scheme for your blog. So I guess my screen is visible. So what this tool does is it will show you a palette of colors, and you can decide what color scheme you will use at your blog. For example, if I choose to go with pink, this is the color scheme that I will get. It the middle is like light pink, and then there are different shades of pink that I will use on my blog. Now, there are two things that readers use to relate with your blog. The first is the color scheme, and the second is the logo of your blog. Now, I can't mention how many times I have seen blogs who did not spend a good amount or did not even care about the logo. It happens a lot in the Indian blogosphere, and it also happens in the outside blogs. So the first thing that you need to think about your logo is, when we talk about Apple, the first thing that comes to our mind is a half-eaten apple. Or when we think about Facebook, the sign of F comes to our mind. When we think about any particular company, the first thing that comes to our mind is the logo of that company, which means that we are relating to that company with its logo. So the logo of your blog is the first thing that the reader see if your header is in the above fold. So as soon as the reader opens your blog, it sees two things: your color scheme and your logo. And there are a lot of tools that are if you search on Google free logo maker tools, there are a lot of tools, but not all of these are free. They allow you to make the free logo, but to download you have to like pay something. And then my best way of making a logo is searching for a royalty free logo or a free PNG logo or free PSD file, which you can do from Google, and then download it and use it for your blog. Since it's royalty free, you don't need to pay any attribution or anything like this. For example, or you can also search for PNG logos and edit them as per your choice. Or the best option is you can hire anyone from the Fiverr. It takes $5, and you can get a unique logo for your blog. And the third thing is typography. Now, to get a unique voice of your blog, you have to pay attention to how the font are displayed on your blog. Especially if you are a long-term blogger and you have a lot of content on your blog, you need your blog's font to be so good that readers can spend a lot of time reading it. For example, if you see, most of the sites are using Google fonts these days, because the fonts like Arial and Helvetica, there was a time when they looked good, but now on the Retina displays and the modern displays, these fonts don't look so good. So then people change to Google fonts and other things. And these days, the most famous fonts include Open Sans, Roboto, and a lot of blogs. For example, here you see this is the Proxima Nova being used by Kismetrics. It is used on a lot of blogs, although it's a paid font. And then your typography, the best font that I recommend is Open Sans. You can use it from free from the Google fonts. You just need to add a link in your header file, which is from the appearance, then editor, and then you need to add a file, and then you can use Open Sans or any other Google fonts. Now, Google has a lot of fonts, but the thing that matters is there are two things that you need to think of when you decide for a font for your website. First, that it is easy to read. It should be so easy to read that even if the reader reads it for long hours, it should not stain his eyes. For example, you will be very interested to know that recently Amazon introduced their very own font for their Kindle magazines because readers reported that they were not able to read the ebooks on the device because of the poor font. Because apparently what was happening was different book authors used different fonts, and there was such an inconsistency that the readers was not able to read the book properly for long hours. So what Amazon did was they introduced a unique font of their own. It is called Bookerly, and it is now being used as the standard font in the Amazon Kindle magazine. So it's optimized for reading, and at the same time we see Open Sans and the Google fonts which are taking the web, which are also optimized for reading and for audience to read at for long times. And there are a lot of blogs that use this. I for there are some blogs that don't use a lot of fonts because with every font comes a special loading time. Because if we see Open Sans here, you can see that with the font they also show that how much time this font takes to load on screen. If you use multiple fonts on the same blog, it will speed up your loading time. And loading time is one more thing that I'm going to talk or cover in like third or fourth point. It is literally after this point, and we can see the loading times of this font vary. If you use all the popular fonts, it will increase your loading time by 23 seconds or maybe more than this. On Google Fonts, you can check out any font that you like to use on your blog, and then use it at your blog by clicking on select this font, and then Google will help you add the code in your blog and finally get your blog done. Now, here Google also tells the load time of this blog. What this does is, for example, if you have a blog on shared host and you use a blog that take or a font that takes a lot of time to load, you will find that your blog slows down very gradually because it will take a lot of resource from Google server and then load the font at your end, and it will increase your loading time, which will in turn degrade the reader experience. Loading time is another major thing that happens with the WordPress blogs because so many people are using WordPress these days, and WordPress is, I guess, the most used or the second most used CMS in the blogosphere. And the main problem with WordPress is that it is database based content management system. So what database managed means is it uses a database to search everything like post or themes or list or anything in particular. It uses a database. So what happens if you install a theme or a plugin and you make some changes, then there is a record kept in the database. For example, if you installed Genesis themes and you made some changes in the header, it will be saved in the database. So if anytime else you change the theme and then install a new theme, the database record of the previous theme would still be there in the database. And over the time, we test out so many themes and plugins that the database gets cluttered. It also gets cluttered by the post updates. For example, we type a post, we save the draft, then we edit the post again, and then we edit the post multiple times, and each log is kept in the database. So with the time, the database gets so heavy that it slows down the WordPress site. So what we have to do is there are some plugins that you can use to install increase your blog's loading time. This includes first WP Optimize. WP Optimize is a free plugin that you can use at your blog to increase your to decrease your loading time. What this does is it optimizes your database by deleting the auto draft, deleting the trash comments, deleting unapproved comments, and things like this. And it also optimizes your data table. And another plugin that you can use is W3 Total Cache, which is being used by me already. What is caching is that suppose you have a blog with a huge ton of readers. Now, if your server has to get to serve a copy every time a user ask for it, you will be your server will be under so much pressure to deliver so much data. So what sketching does is sketching saves the page of your website so that it does not have to load the same piece of information again and again, which saves time, server resource, and loading speed. So there is W3 Total Cache, which is a free of cost plugin that you can use, and if you like the plugin, you can also upgrade the performance, which basically means that you have to pay for the upgrade, and then you will get a free update to get more features with the plugin. And then there are some plugins that I personally like. This includes Minify CSS and JavaScript. Now, what CSS is the main thing that decides your blog's looks. For example, if the CSS is for example, a lot of Genesis themes seem to be very not so good in the looks, but then you see Genesis as the leading provider of themes. The reader is they allow CSS to be edited very quickly, and you can create a lot of child themes around their main theme and make your blog look unique. So over the time, what happens is so much CSS loads on every page that your loading time decreases. And again, loading time is a major factor. And to give a to give a short info of why loading time is important is because Google values that when you have a blog, Google wants that you satisfy readers at the core. For example, if someone search for how to make samosa and your blog was on second on the result, and the user clicked on the link, and your blog took a lot of time, and if the user returns on the search page, Google will naturally think that if the user was not able to find the information there must be something wrong. And then if they find that your website is not loading so quickly, they will gradually lower your search engine position with time. So you have to take care of your loading time. Now, there are some tips that I recommend for keeping the loading time straight. It is, first, don't use heavy themes such as newspaper or sci-fi. These themes are built for these because there was a time when theme providers were building for specific niches. For example, they were either building for blogs or e-commerce store. So when the theme was built specifically, a theme for blogs would only be used at blogs, and if a theme was built for e-commerce, it will be only be used for e-commerce. But now these theme providers are doing that. They are making theme for everyone. You can do newspaper at the same theme, you can add products in the same theme, you can make landing pages also. So they add a lot of template pages in those themes, which increases a lot of CSS burden, and in turn they increase the loading time. And they are meant for websites that have a VPN or that have a dedicated server for them so that they can afford it. But if you are running on a shared hosting, you should not use any heavy themes. The themes that I would recommend are Genesis themes. Personally, by far, Genesis is the best theme that I've ever found, or the best best framework that I've found. They are great for customization, and you can do so much with the same thing. Now, apart from loading time, so in a nutshell, to reduce your loading time, use a plugin which minifies CSS and JavaScript. You can go to plugins, add new, you can search for Minify CSS and Java. You will get some plugins, and you can install one plugin which for example, Minify CSS and Java is Minify CSS. This is the plugin JS and CSS is script optimizer, which will let you optimize all your script. And this is a great plugin. WP Super Minify is a good plugin that I've used over the time at my other blogs, such as which I have used at my other blogs. And you can use the same plugin. What WP Super Minify does is that it combines all the CSS. Now, when I talk about CSS, it means, for example, if you started if you started a website and you used a different plugin to add a lead opt-in page, or you needed a widget, then that plugin will have a separate CSS file. And if you add more and more plugins, you will have more CSS files. So what happens is when your blog is loaded, all the CSS files are loaded separately. For example, once your main CSS file is loading, and then the plugin CSS files will be loaded, and so on, and it will take a lot of time from the server to load all the files. So what WP Minify does is they they combine all the CSS and all the JavaScript, so it decreases your loading time. You can use W3 Total Cache, and you can also use WP Optimize to keep your database clear. Another thing that that is crucial is the white space that you have at your blog. Now, I have seen a lot of blogs that don't have any white space on their blogs. The information is so cluttered that no one can read, no one can get their eyes to rest. For example, if we visit Neil Patel's blog, which is quicksprout.com/blog, you will see that Neil uses a lot of white space. White space is just that empty area where your eyes rest while reading a blog post. For example, if you see, Neil has a lot of white space on each of his blogs. This is his blog quicksprout.com, and then this is his blog kismetrics.com, and you can see there is so much white space. What white space does is it helps the readers to for their eyes to rest at a place when they are reading content. And you can also see that Neil does have a dedicated color scheme on his blogs. For example, on Kicksprout it is green, and on Chrismetrics it is sort of black and blue, and is sort of black. And then he has a separate logo for all of his companies, and he uses a separate font also. And then there is a question how to increase site loading time. As I talked about, to increase the site loading time for you, there are three basic steps that I suggest. First is use a plugin that optimizes your images. What image optimization is crucial is because, for example, if you load a blog, you must have seen the blogs that display their featured images. For example, if I open my blog, you will see that these images are being displayed as the featured images. Now, these images are being displayed at the featured images. Now, their size is around 250 by 100 or 250 by 100, near about the same. But these images were not uploaded in this format. They were uploaded in 700 by 500 or 700 by nearby format. So what happens is when you upload a larger image and it shows the featured image of that particular image, what happens in the background is your blog uses CSS and HTML to like reduce the size of your image, and what it does is it takes more time to resize the image. So it's better to use Resize Thumbnails, which is a plugin that you can use to get different version of your images, so that if an image has to be displayed as a featured image, it will display the shorter version of the image, which is cropped down for that particular size, 250 by 100, even if the image is 700 by 500 or any particular size. You can use, and the plugin is called Resize Thumbnails. And you can also you should also use Image Optimizer. What Image Optimizer does is it reduces the image size while keeping the same quality. Now, what this does is it removes all the EXIF data, and the minor it makes use of the bias of human size, that we can't notice small changes in picture. So it reduces some pixels and the picture still looks the same, and the image size is reduced a bit. And then you can use W3 Total Cache and WP Optimized, as I told. Now, moving, which theme is good for a normal blog? For a normal blog, you should use the Genesis framework, which is by far the best framework for a blog or a magazine or even an e-commerce company. The reason why I'm saying that Genesis is best is because it has so much flexibility that you can make use of. For example, this blog that I'm showing, I also use Genesis. I also use Genesis as at my blogs. What happens is Genesis is a framework, and then child themes are made under that framework. So I use a separate theme, and then I use a child theme. If you go for a normal blog, then you can use Outreach Pro, or there was a theme which is there was Outreach Pro and Go Green from Genesis, which are good for normal blogs. And you can also use Newspaper Pro, or there was a theme that they discontinued which was called Pros, and it was so highly flexible that I love to use that theme, but they discontinued the support of that theme. Dinesh asks, what is the use of W3 Super Cache? What W3 Super Cache does is exactly the same of what W3 Total Cache does. W3 Super Cache and W3 Total Cache are plugins that do the same thing. What they do is, for example, if you have a shared hosting or a server, and if a reader keeps asking for your pages or your website, if your server has to download the same thing over and over again, it will eat a lot of server space and your blog will load slowly. You must have noticed that when you visit a website for the first time, it takes some time, but then if you visit the site again, it takes a bit less time, because what happens is that a copy of that a website is delivered to your local cookies so that it loads better next time. What Supercache does is, it caches all the pages of your blog, so if anyone loads it again, it helps them to load it quickly and don't use a lot of your server space. And then when you make a change, you need to click here and then click on purge all caches. And then we have to think about the lead opt-ins. Now, lead opt-ins are these things which people use to get emails or the phone numbers at some websites, mainly emails. This is the best example of the email opt-in which was created by Neil Patel, which is a free course that he is giving. Now, lead opt-ins are used to bake the email list, and a lot of people disregard the importance of an email list. Email list is something that you can trust upon, because Google changes its algorithm every now and then. And if you don't have an audience for your next blog post, it's really hard to like sell a product or be a better blogger. So everyone should start building their list from the first day of their blog. And these things that we use to get emails are called lead opt-ins. Now, there are a lot of plugins to make lead opt-ins. You can use Sumomi, you can use Hello Bar, and you can also use Bloom to insert lead opt-ins, such as this one, which was by Neil. This was actually used by this was actually added by Thrive. I think there is Thrive leads. There they have a separate plugin of adding lead opt-ins. Now, the importance of lead opt-ins is that once you have an email list of like 50,000 subscribers or 60,000 subscribers, which are getting your newsletter, you can get a quick jolt of traffic at your blog post when you publish. For example, if you see, I am subscribed to Neil Patel's subscriber list, and as soon as a post is published, he sends a newsletter out to his subscribers. And one weird thing that I notice is, as soon as I visit his blog, like the mail is received at 11:25, and if I visit the website at 11:25, I see that the post has been shared by so many people, like 200 or 300 people. This is the audience that he has built over the time, and these are his newsletter subscribers. It not They are not coming from Google; they are his email subscribers that give him a quick jolt as at his blog post. Now, this is why adding lead opt-ins is necessary. And then one thing which is necessary is adding inbound elements. Now, what inbound elements is things that point towards your blog. For example, if you look at Neil's blog, which is they have all these inbound elements which point inside his blog. And if you look at Kissmetrics, they don't have a lot of inbound elements, but again, if you head to the header, they have all sorts of things that point inside the website. They All these major websites like to keep the traffic within themselves. If you look at Facebook or YouTube or any other site, they always promote the inbound elements. If you post a link on Facebook, it will not get a lot of reach as opposed to the text, because they are not allowing a lot of things that let the readers leave the website. And this is what you should do. You should add a lot of inbound elements so that readers remain on your site for a lot of time. And then there is CTA, which is call to action, that you need to add if you are selling or if you are making your blog. For example, one blog that we can visit at this point is the Copy Blogger blog. There are a lot of blogs that have made a lot of good opt-ins. For example, there is Neil Patel blogs. He uses the CTAs in the best way possible. If any of you read Neil's blogs, you would know that he uses his personal images in the actual CTAs. For example, if you open any of his blog posts, you'd see that he uses CTA to again sell his own consultancy services. For example, this is uh, read the blog. I'll just open the blog post and see how he sort of hooks the reader by using his own. For example, if you open how to create an SEO friendly page, we will notice that within that blog post, he has his own images as the. For example, these are the example of CTAs. CTAs is click to action, or click to action, which helps readers take an action. For example, this is Neil's advanced marketing program, and then there is another CTA that he has used. Now he uses a lot of CTAs in his blog. You can see three of his CTAs at the same time that he has used to get more people do main things. Now CTAs are the things that point towards your landing pages. Your landing pages don't essentially have to rank in Google. You can use your blog posts, rank them in the search results, and then point your readers by creating a funnel from your blog post to your landing pages by using CTAs. Now, CTAs need to be made carefully. If you don't know Photoshop, you can use Photoscape to make CTAs, and they will work fine as well. One tool that I use to make CTAs is Photoscape. You can use any image editor that you like. And the last thing under the blog design is, I'm saying last thing because after this I will talk about landing page optimization. In If any of you have any questions by far, you can ask them in the comments, and I'll talk about the last thing in the graphic content, then I'll jump to the landing page optimization thing. Now the last thing in the blog design optimization is the graphic content. Now, the best example of graphic content is Copyblogger. When I mean graphic content, I mean the featured images, or the ads that you share. For example, here is Copyblogger's blog, and you'll see that there is a consistency in their featured images. For example, see the format of their featured images. It's made in the same format every single time they. So what happens is when they create the same format featured images, if you see these featured images anywhere and if you are their reader, you'll instantly relate to the fact that these are from Copyblogger. And why this is important is because if you have a blog whose color scheme is blue, you should consider making your graphic content or the featured images in the bluish tone or an orangish tone or anything which is similar to your color scheme. These can be created by using Photoscape or Photoshop, if you know how to use Photoshop, or if you know how to use and there is this question, so is this webinar only for WordPress users? This is not only for WordPress users. You can use the same tips on Blogger as well. For example, I talked about inbound elements and white space and sidebar placement. You can add inbound elements in the blogger as well, and you can use white space in that as well. You can use any typography, and contrary, Blogger allows far more fonts than WordPress does, because in WordPress you have to add fonts manually. However, in Blogger you can add any font that you like if you are using one of their default themes. And then if we talk about inbound elements, if you can't you can make inbound elements real quick. If 5 of you people can comment make a CTA, I will guide you on how to make a CTA for your own blogs. Just comment that make a CTA and I'll guide you how to make a CTA or a featured image for your own blogs using free tools. There is question which says Divi versus Thrive. I would prefer Thrive because they have their own themes and they have an awesome lead generation plugins, and also the themes of Thrive are made for marketers. So you can be sure that the themes that you are getting are optimized for marketers. I have gotten 4 messages of saying make a CTA, and then if I get one more message, I'll make a CTA using a free tool. And for Harish, this webinar is not only for WordPress users. I'll talk more from the Blogger respective point of view. You can use most of my tips in Blogger as well. For example, the color scheme or the logo and the sidebar placement. Now, we've got 5 requests for make a CTA. I use this tool. This is called Photoscape. You can use Photoshop if you are more comfortable in using Photoshop, but I'm more comfortable in using a CTA. So at this point of time, let's suppose that your blog sells an affiliate product, and that affiliate product is a USB microphone. So to make a CTA, just open an image, and then because this is a background, I will first add a blank or a colored drop on it, which is red. The opacity should be full. And then this is the base of your CTA, for example. And then you can use a lot of images, royalty free images, which can be downloaded from Pixabay. And you can then use images and text combination. For example, if I have to make a CTA, like for example, if we have to make this CTA, the one that Neil uses, he uses an image of him in this side, and then there is some text. So we go down to the images and we search for an image which can be used. For example, as a demo, I'm picking this image, which is and then I will optimize it for being a CTA. So I can use it only the half. For example, I get it this, and then I'll place it this side, and then um, there is some random text. I don't know what to type. I took the example of microphone, so I will type best microphones under $100. Once you finish adding the text, it's necessary that you add some button so that reader knows where to click. For example, once you add this, you can use any um, the round rectangle tool to create buttons for your blogs. This is the button that you can create, and then you can use text again to edit what the button says. It says buy now or anything. This is just a basic example of how you can make your own CTAs for your own blogs. This is not a serious example, and this is how you can come up with one CTA for your blog. Now, it's not in the perfect fact, and you can also use Canva, which is a free online tool to make your own CTAs. And um, as I'm repeating it again, this was just a basic example. It was not a serious CTA that I made. You can also use canva.com, which is a free online tool to make your own CTAs. And if there is any doubt up to this point, please repeat the doubt, because from now on, I'll be talking about landing page optimization. Are there no doubts? I should start the landing page session. But before I start the landing page session, I'm going to share the best hack that you can use to make your blog look good. For example, let's go to the Studio Press theme setup. And Studio Press, we check out themes. Now, this is something that you would love doing at your blog, considering the fact that you have WordPress, or you can add custom CSS to your blog. And let's get started with any theme. For example, at here, I'll put the Outreach Pro. This is the Outreach Pro theme that I was talking about. Someone asked me in the comments. So, is Photoscape a free tool? Yeah, Photoscape is a free tool, and you can get it free from their website, which is photoscape.com. So this is the hack that you should look forward to at using your. It's not much of a hack, but it's something that you can use to make your blog more of a your blog. For example, if you see this theme, and again, if you see, for example, look at this theme carefully. I'm gonna ask a question. Look at this theme. This is the Outreach Pro by Genesis, and this is the same thing being used at my blog. Now, do any of you think that this theme at this theme are the same ones? This is Outreach Pro by Genesis, which is being used at my blog. Which and I use the same theme, but there is so much difference in the layout and in the color and how the things are displayed. For example, if you even open the blog page, you'd see that this is how the theme came, and this is how it is shown on my blog, which is this is how it is displayed on my blog, and this is how it is in how it is sent to the user when they download it. So the whole thing is how I customized it. Now, what customization essentially is that in this part I'll talk about how you can make your blog design actually better. For example, if I have this theme, if I get this theme and I'll have to make my blog, the first thing that I will do is I will open Peloton and pick up the best color scheme that I can go out with. For example, if I open Peloton and then I figured out that I have to make my blog dark blue. So this is the dark blue blog, and then I pick up, I go to the developer tools and inspect element. I use my Mozilla Firefox usually, and this is the first time that I'm using Google Chrome. So there is some, oh, this is Firefox. I forget that I'm using Firefox. Eyedropper. And then you pick up the color that was in the Peloton, and we head to the theme that we have to customize, and then we check our inspect element tab. And what inspect element does is it allows you to customize your CSS and add your extra CSS to your blog. For example, if I come to the site header, I show that the background is a green color, so I replace it with blue. So now my background is blue, and then I head back to Peloton and see I see more of the shades there. So I'll head back to a darker shade for my navigation menu, and then I'll come back. I will click back on the navigation menu, and then come back on this the inspect element, and then change the navigation menu colors as well. So this is how we usually customize a blog. For example, we just customize it from being green to being blue. And in the same format, we can change almost anything in this blog. We can change the font style, we can change the color scheme, we can change the background, or we can literally change anything in this blog if we are using a theme. And then once we make the changes, for example, once I made it blue, I'll go back to the inspect element, and these are the CSS tags that I edited. I'll go back to the same CSS tags. I'll copy the CSS tags and I will post them in the custom CSS. Now, if you use WordPress, it allows you to add custom CSS from the appearance and customize settings. You can add custom CSS and it will take over the default CSS, and you can use these settings to customize your blog to a great extent. For example, you just saw me telling that I use the Outreach Pro, and this theme is like a normal theme. You don't get a lot of this, but then I customize it to such an extent that it is now sort of unique for my blog. So this is how you can customize themes as per your usage. Any doubts up until now? There is one doubt, which is which free mega menu theme is the best. I've never used a theme that came with mega menu. I instead prefer using a normal theme and downloading a mega menu plugin. Although I worked, the only time that I had to use a mega menu was when I was writing for a magazine, and then for the magazine we have to use the mega menu. I don't know which plugin we used, so I can't speak about best mega menu plugin, because it would be wrong if I don't have the knowledge about the right plugin and if I speak about any plugin. So I don't have the right plugin to recommend at this point of time, but I will do my research and come up with the best mega plugin that I can recommend. If there is any doubt up until this point, just let me know, or I should move to the landing page part. I'm using a theme in which sidebar is in left side. How can I move it to the right side? If you have a theme in which the sidebar is at the other side and you want it to move to the other side, you can you have to be really good at doing things, because I don't know what I just spoke. So your problem was your sidebar is at this is at left and you want to move it to the right. The first things first, look into the theme options. There might be an option to change the sidebar position. If there is no way to change your the sidebar from the theme options, you can then use hard code. You can just use custom CSS to change the float position of your sidebar to left. For example, if I see this is I need to select the sidebar container. This is the sidebar container. Now if I look at this container, there will be one tag of float. Float defines in which side your elements are displayed. For example, if this sidebar is in the right side, it is due to the CSS property float. It says box float to the right side, blocks float right, and then the things will be displayed in the right side. And for most of the teams, you can either change it from the theme options, but I guess it's not in your theme options, so we will do it from the CSS. Here is the property that I was talking about. It is called float, and what you can do is just you can go to the same property and change the property. So when you hit left, you'd have now the sidebar is in the left float, but the problem is that the main contents of this blog are also left. So you'd have to go to the CSS again, and you can to make main content, and then you have to change the float of this to right. So what will happen is now the content is in right and the sidebar is in left. You can do the same with your blog. What you have to do is just then copy the CSS and paste this in customized CSS. I hope you get what I talked about. If this question was from Rakesh Arora, whose blog design was messed up, he wanted his left side to be go to the right side, and I just demonstrated how you can do it from inspect element. And then you need to copy and paste that same thing into your WordPress custom CSS so that it is overridden by the default seeds. And then which is the best themes for sites like Men's XP? For a site like for a theme like Men's XP, what you can do is you can use any newspaper themes. There are a shit ton of newspaper themes, but I don't recommend the newspaper theme. A lot of magazines you go to the newspaper theme, and I don't like the newspaper theme for it being so predictable. The whole theme is whole black, and people don't customize it. This is the problem, is that you can't use a lot of customization. And if you use the theme the same way that it is delivered, it will be very or it will be very predictable. For example, the whole newspaper theme, or all the sites who use the newspaper theme are just black, and this is the sole reason why I don't like the newspaper theme. And as Ashish says, you can use Mag XP by My Theme Shop, which is a great theme. And then there is one question: can you tell me about CSS Hero plugin? And again, I don't use the CSS Hero plugin. I don't know what is it for, and I can't just answer on the topics that I'm not familiar about. It might be a CSS editing plugin, but I'm again not sure about the CSS plugin. So if there is any other doubt, just drop the doubts in the comments, or I'll start the landing page part.
Instead of using CSS Hero, you can simply use Cloudflare. You can see Cloudflare use the same technology, even in more advanced than CSS Hero plugin or any other CSS optimizer plugin. So Rachit, we should start landing pages because it is already 1 hour.
There being no doubt, should I move to the landing page part?
YouTube SEO will be taken in the next following webinars.
Sorry, Sridhar, we are not covering YouTube SEO today, but if you stop till the end, I'll talk about YouTube SEO a bit so that your question get answered. Which themes are better than Genesis? I think a themes better than Genesis. You can't really ask the question which themes are better than Genesis. It is the personal choice. I personally like Genesis, but you can use Thrive themes. They have great selection of themes. You can use Focus by Thrive theme. It is by far the best theme if you are not going to use Genesis. And then there is question: is it possible to reach 100 out of 100 in Google Page Speed Insights for magazine site? Yeah, because the reason it is usually not possible is because the plugins that you use, if you are using WordPress, are not really in your hand. And To get to the 100 by 100 part, you have to be sure on everything like landing page, and then proper optimized site like CSS should be bundled in one page, and above the fold should be optimized. And there are a lot of things. Once you do it, the site will be 100 out of 100. There are some themes. There is one theme at binarynode.com. If you use that theme, it is not for newspaper, I guess, but if you use that theme, it assures 100 by 100 page speed result. Now let's start about the landing pages. Now, landing pages, the way in which I'm using landing pages is the landing pages which are used in the blogs. Now, before I start talking about the landing pages, let me know the feedback of this webinar up until now. It was good, it was bad, it was boring, or it was good. If any feedback you have, just tell me so that I can make the rest of the webinar better. I'll talk about landing pages, but before that, I need your feedback to make sure that you don't get bored for the rest of the webinar. All themes you are talking about are paid. Yeah, most Genesis is paid, Focus Blog is paid. But if you want to use these themes and you don't want to pay, you can get to the group. There are some people that buy the themes and share it with the fellow bloggers, so that they don't have to spend on money on that themes. So if you want to try out this theme, join the Bloggers University group, and you will get the theme files for free. And these themes are great, but I also have some free themes that you can use to design your blog. If you don't want to use free paid themes, there is Iconic One, which is the best theme in the free category to have a great loading blog. And yeah, Rakesh Arora, I'll make a list of the plugins that I talked about throughout the webinar. And if five people comment landing pages, I'll start the landing pages part. And then we get 5 comments to start the landing pages part. Now, personally, I feel this is the best part for anyone who has a long-term blog. For example, if you have a long-term blog, you need to have one page which is aimed at doing something which is not which landing pages. First, let's talk about what landing pages actually are. Landing pages or squeeze pages or sales pages all are the exact same thing, which has these pages are created with one major intent, to get user to perform a specific action. For example, if you have a site about affiliate products, your landing pages would be, or your sales pages would be created for selling that main product. If you have like, this is my portfolio and my landing page is set for so that people can hire me, or my chances of getting hired are increased. And in this part, I'll talk about the best practices of landing pages through which you can ensure your chances of getting hired, your chances of getting products you sold are increased to a great extent. Now, you can use these landing pages on anything. A lot of guys were commenting CPA landing pages. I don't have a lot of knowledge about CPA. The landing pages that I'm talking about can be used as in general for anything. They can be used for selling books. They can be used for buying, helping the customer buying a product. They can be used to promote an Android app. They can be used to help the reader sign into an email list, or they can join a webinar, or anything in general. I'm just talking about creating pages that are intended to make users perform a specific result. Now, the first thing that you don't want to do is you create a landing page which has too many filling things. For example, If you look at Neil Patel's webinar, you'll see that you have to fill only two things. There are your first name and your email address. Now, if you look at some landing pages, they have so many fields. For example, if you look at this one, it has around 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 fields. If you have so many fields on your landing pages, it will reduce the chances of people converting from your readers to be your customers, or for readers to be your subscribers. The less you fields you use, the better it is. Neil uses your first name and your email address because it brings the best result out of anything. Because he asks the first name, because when he sends the newsletter, he sends it by name. It says Rachit, this thing happened at my blog, and that's why he uses the first name. And then he asks for email address and nothing at all. But there, I can understand, there are some landing pages on which you need more than two information or two inputs from the user. If you're wondering what you will do if you have to ask for more than two things from the user, the thing is to use a type form. Now, the best use that you can see of the type form is over at Pat Flynn's Smart Passive Income. Pat Flynn, if you don't know, is a great blogger, podcaster, YouTuber. Is just multitasking guy, and his blog is the Smart Passive Income. Now, the problem he was facing was that so many people were messaging him, asking about things, that he had to create a dedicated contact me page on his blog. Now, the point is, if you create a contact me page, there are going to be multiple people which get in touch with you. They can be advertisers, they can be people who want to be on your show, they can be people who want to ask a doubt, or just anything. So what he does is he creates a very smart form. For example, if you look at his form, the first let's recap things a bit. What I said is your form should not be too long. For example, if you see Neil's form, it is very short. It just asks for your first name and your email address, nothing other than this. So, and if you look at the major question is, what if you have to get more than two details? At that time, you can use a type form. What type form is, it helps you get more feedback from the user by preventing him from not getting bored. So what it does is it sends one question at a time. For example, if you see this, it will ask only one question at a time. How I don't think this is. For example, it will ask only one question. How can I help you today? You select one thing, and then it goes to the second. By this, you can ask multiple things from the user without him feeling bored. But if you use a landing page like this, which asks for 7 or 8 results, your chances of conversation would be dropped down to a significant level. This is why you must have seen that any major marketers don't ask for more than two things. Even if you go to Jack Johnson or any other main blogs, you'll see that they don't ask for more than two things. This is the one thing that you should keep in mind when creating a landing page, is that you don't have to ask for a lot of things from the users. For example, if you are creating an email list, just ask for a name and a website, and or the name and the email address. And the second thing is not mobile friendly. Now, usually landing pages are accessed if you have a blog about Android. For example, if we check out the Android Authority blog, they are all about Android, which means that it would be safe to assume that most of their traffic would be from their from the mobile devices. And then they also have sales pages, but then they are optimized for mobiles. And I believe that every sales page should be optimized for mobile version, so that if someone visits your website from mobile for signing up, or for buying a book, or from buying a USB microphone, although they won't buy a microphone from the mobile device, but if they sign up for if they visit for signing up, they'll be much better if your page is mobile friendly. Now, there are a lot of tools that can be used to make landing pages much better. And for any of you who's listening, please stop by till I complete the points. I will make a live page. I will make a live landing page in front of you using all the tricks, so that you can get the main concept. And meanwhile, while explaining these points, I will use websites to show how these are implemented in real time. So First point, you should not make your form long. Second point, your form should be mobile friendly. And then third point, lead direction. For example, if you fill this thing, your first name, anything, and then your email address, you'd see that lead direction is where you are taken after you complete the action. For example, when I complete the action, I am taken at Neil's thank you pages. But sometimes we don't create any lead direction pages. So what this does is a reader came to my website and he signed up for my email newsletter, and then after he signed up for that email newsletter, he's redirected to the main homepage. And then in the mind of the reader, he thinks what just happened with him. He entered his email address, he entered his name, and then nothing happened. So in his eyes, he's in a bit of confusion and he's uneasy with that. So you can just simply create a thank you page and redirect your readers to that thank you page. For example, even if you are recommending an affiliate product or selling an affiliate product, it would be very nice if you add a button intent. Then when user clicks on that button, he is taken to a page which is which may be the affiliate page of the main product page. But on your blog, you can open a thank you message or simple redirection message, which is to ensure reader that what he was doing has been done. The third thing is using custom buttons. Now, this is something that I think a lot of you guys won't be aware about. This is the fact that you must have noticed that all most of the web lead generation pages, they have their buttons to be called submit. Now, this is because the default name or the default value for the buttons in most of the themes and landing page softwares is submit. Now, as marketers and bloggers, we know what submit does. If we are creating a site about if we are making a landing page about buying a book, we know that on clicking on that button, it will take you to the download page. But the person who is buying the book, he doesn't know where he will be taken after clicking that submit button. So for him, submit is like he is not clear of what action will be taken afterwards. So what you have to do is you have to rename that buttons to the exact actions that they'll do. And again, the best example of this can be Neil Patel. If you see his buttons don't say submit. If you see his button, he says, yes, I want Neil to teach me how to grow my business. He leaves no stone unturned to tell the user what to expect and what to do. If you see this button, yes, reserve my seat now, there is no place that he's using submit, not even in the buttons that he had created outside. It says start a website, join the webinar, listen to the podcast. He has a custom button for everything, means he's leaving no room for any confusion. He has proper white space, he has a custom button, and his pages are mobile friendly as well, which there is so much to learn from some guys on the internet, which includes Neil Patel, Jack Johnson, and there are a lot of other guys from which you can learn about landing page optimization or anything in general. So this is the fourth tip of using custom buttons. And again, see, yes, reserve my seat. Now, if you are creating a page about buying a product, don't use submit. It will leave the user confused as of what will happen after I click submit. If you are making an email building landing page, don't just use submit. Use any other thing apart from submit. It can be download the free ebook for now, or sign up for the free community program. There are some on sub landing pages that use this trick pretty in the right way. For example, need to borrow some cash, you could get up to 5,000, apply now. Now, this also leaves no confusion in the mind of the reader. It says apply now, that you are applying for that thing. If you are offering a free ebook, your button should say download now or download for free or anything. And also, if you are selling a product, don't use buy now as your button, because what this does is buy now is a word. Buy word is we have this intention in our mind that when we listen of the word buy, we think that it will make us spend money, and no one's want to spend money. So you should avoid the use of the word buy. You can rather use shop now or add to the cart. Most of the times prefer using checkout or add to the cart. I never like using buy now buttons on my site. I would rather use check to the cart or anything, which is apart from the buy now button, because buy now reduces the conversion rates to a great extent. And again, if you are making the landing page to get more people to sign up for your email list, don't add subscribe or sign up. It tells them that you are taking their email address and they are going to get emails from your side. You can just use download my free book, download my free course, download my this, or get free exclusive tips. Don't tell them what your intent actually is. Don't use buy now, or don't use sign up or subscribe. These are what I used to call the trigger words. Don't use any trigger words that might drop down your conversations. Now, and then there is a question which is Android Authority is using a mix of colored swatches and in kind of a header. Can you explain how to make such headers with mixed colors? I'll just explain this in a minute. And then, can we use Google AMP plugin for page optimization? Yeah, you can use. I've never used, but I think it works fine, because there is one of my friend who uses Google AMP plugin and it is working okay on his side. The third thing is when you include a lot of text on your point. There are a lot of times, for example, when we talk about landing pages, they are not supposed to have a lot of text on them. They are just supposed to present the information in as short time as it is possible. For example, if you see this page, it is a music sales promotion. It does not use a lot of text. There are just basic text and a big button and picture. But there are some sales pages that use a way too many text. For example, this is the ebook money machine, and here is such a big chunk of text. When you add a lot of text, it the human attention span is very short. It's even shorter than a goldfish. So if you are using a lot of text on your pages, it will send readers instantly away. So use minimum text, use images, or the type of content which is engaging. For example, gifs work great to get attention. If you can use gifs on your page, for example, this is muscle lp that you can use. This also uses less text, and there is an order now form. And the next thing is too many options. Now, this is something that I have seen in a lot of blogs in the Indian blogosphere, is that they make a landing page and then they offer too many options on their landing page. For example, if you open a landing page and if you see that the navigation bar is still present on that landing page, it affects your conversion rate. For example, you don't want to give a lot of options to the user. You just want to do a single thing: sign up for your email list, or buy your product, or hire you for something. And you need to focus on that simple thing. Don't provide him with way too many options. If you use Genesis, you can easily turn off the navigation bar and these kind of things in your. For example, if you look at my sales page, you'll see that I don't use navigation bar. My navigation bar is not visible on my sales page because I don't want my readers to read my blog post on my sales page. I just want them to do one thing, which is to get me as their in their team. And then if you think that every single button on this page redirects to only one thing, which is to my sales form, and then you'll see that this page is optimized only for conversation, not for blog post reading or anything. It is just for one thing: to get people to get me in their team as a writer. Another thing that you can use on your landing pages is social proof. Now, there was a time when everyone used to believe testimonials, and pretty much they still do. But if you can include social proof of your product, that then it would be a lot better. For example, there is one site that I'm not remembering. It is Vikas Kumar's website, where he sold his video course, and he does such an awesome job of sharing social proofs that he took the snippets of the people who promoted his course or who talked good shit about that course, and he pasted it on his sales page, which was such an appreciable move. And if you can collect social proof of your product or your sales, just use it on your sales pages, which helps you to increase trust in the buyer's mind. If you have social proof, just embed it or use it on your page. If you have testimonials, you can use them too. The third thing is the second last thing is short preview. Now, If you have ever used or ever brought a book from Amazon, you'd know that Amazon offers a short preview. For example, if I head to the Amazon store, I'd see and if I check out any book, I'd know that they offer a sneak peek or a preview in which you can read a few pages of that book, and which is like 10% or 5% of the book. I don't know what specific percentage it is, and it would be safe to give my opinion on how many percentage it is, since I don't know how much percentage they allow. But let's search for any book. Let's search for my own book. If you go to the Amazon and you search for any book, they will allow you to read a part of that book. This is called sneak peek. Remember when we go to the shops physically and we are buying like grapes, or we are buying any eatable product like peanut, we first taste a few grapes or we first taste a bit of a peanut. This is like same thing. We are offering a preview of the product that we are trying to sell. On this you can see that you can first read it for free. This is something else. You can get a free sample. What the free sample is the first few pages of that book, or you can use the look inside. So this helps the reader gets an idea of what is inside your product. If you are selling a course, this would work fine. If you are selling a product, just show them a bit of your product, show them screenshots or show them live preview or anything at all. But this won't work if you are building an email list for your blog. In that case, it won't be working. And then the last thing that you can use on your sales pages is videos. Now, videos are best because they help you summarize a lot of information in a short time. And again, one champion that does it in the best way is Neil Patel again. You must have seen that I mentioned Neil Patel so frequently is this webinar because he is the best in when it comes to conversation. Like he uses videos in the best way it can be used. Like on this sales page, he has a video. You when you go to Kicksprout University, you will see im- you will see that a lot of his content is in videos, and this is the best because if someone starts watching a video, he will be there for some time. This is why the YouTube's bounce rate is so high. And if you visit the Quick Sprout University, you will see that online mastery marketing training. You'll see that most of his content is videos here. It's all videos. They are all using the same thing, and it is so videos summarize a lot of information in a single page. You will see that a lot of information on the pages of Petflean are also in the form of a video, because you don't need to add a lot of text if you are making a video on your sales page, and this does so much task for you that you don't have to. But again, making a video is not easy, and you have to include a lot of efforts in that. You must have seen that any app or any commercial or any app that comes out always has an intro video on their landing pages, which helps them to offer a sneak peek or to help the readers stay on the page for some long. So these were the tips that you can use to make your best sales page. Now, if at least if 10 guys can comment make a sales page, I will make a live sales page using the best of my plugins and show you how a sales page is made. Just 10 guys need to comment make a sales page. Yeah, now I have 10 comments that are saying make the sales landing page. So I'll make a sales page to explain how these tips can go hand in hand and make a sales page. So you should first head over to my blog where So the plugins that I'll be using include Beaver Builder, which is a builder plugin. What Builder is does is it is a drag and drop plugin. So I'll start with the basics. I'll click on a new page, and this is the landing page. And for example, I'll build a page for selling my own book. So what I'll do is I'll name I can this name the book sales page. And then for those who don't understand, I use the Focus Pro theme on this blog. But if you want to if you want me to explain it with some other theme, I can explain. This is the normal theme, and I think I use. So yeah, I'll be creating a sales page about my book where I'll create the whole page, use the tips that I mentioned, and tell how that all of these tips can be implemented in a sales page. So I'll head over and head to the first thing, which is go to the new page creation and suggest me what page should I make, a portfolio page or a sales page about a book, or there are two options. Should I make a sales page about a book, or should I make a portfolio or a hire me page? Okay, so most of the comments are for portfolio or hire me page. Guys, portfolio and hire me page are sort of same thing. When you show your portfolio, you are obviously showing it so that someone can hire you. And then there is one comment of sales paging a book or an app. So I'll do one thing. I'll make both of these so that both of the parties can be satisfied. So we should first start with a portfolio page, because portfolio pages are a bit easy to make as compared to the other pages, which are the sales pages. Because in portfolio you have to your main aim with the portfolio pages should be to explain what sort of services are you providing at your blog. So I will create a sales page over at this blog, which is my .NET blog, and then create a particular selling a book product on my second blog on which I use Genesis. Now, I'll tag any random title. It doesn't matter because it won't be there. And then I'll hide the paid title. I'll hide anything that I will hide most of the things that I can hide at from the options. And then after I hiding, I go to the template options, and then I change it to a blank page. What blank page does is it gives me a blank canvas to design on, which means that I can do anything on this page. So if I want to create the best of the sales page, I need a blank canvas. I don't need this navigation bar to be present on the sales page. So on this blog I'm using the page builder, which is this is called the Beaver Builder, and it is a page builder which you can get from the group, or I'll share it in the group if it is not there. So you already have some sort of templates. I have some templates there, and there are some content pages, and then there are home pages. So um we have to first decide whether I need to make a hire me page first or a book sales page first. So tell me in the comments if first if I get 5 comments to say book sales pages first, I will make the book page first. But if I get 5 comments to say hire me page first, I'll make a hire me page first. So which of these you want first, just comment and I'll make that part first. Remember, you need to comment 5 comments to make sure that I build that page first? It is Hire Me or a book page? So we got five. We got four comments on Hire Me, and there is no comment for books. So just let's. It is safe to assume that we should build the Hire Me page. Now, the very first thing that you need to do is this part is the above fold. This is the part that as soon as someone opens your landing page, it should be pretty clear of what you do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna if you have a PNG image of yours, it works like a charm, but I don't have a PNG image of mine. So what I will do is I drop a two column layout. And yeah, let's build the Hire Me page first. And lots of people want to get hired. There were some comments for the book page. I'll make a book page also. And there is not I'll not take a lot of time in making these pages. I'll get to both of these pages. So let's first talk about the page builder. And the pre-required knowledge is that I have hidden anything that was on this page. I have removed the title, I have removed the featured images, I have removed the bookmarks, breadcrumbs, and anything that was on this page. Now all I have is a blank canvas, and this is the best way to begin creating your pages. Oh, my plugin is not working here. Just a minute. Let's return to the second blog where I had the plugin working. So for those who want to make a portfolio, you have to be imaginative. I'm using a basic layout there. And what how I start is I first use a raw page format. What raw does is that it helps you make a page which is again, if you are not using Genesis themes, or if you are not using a theme that allows you create a blank page, you can only edit the part of the page which is available for editing. For example, if you if you create a landing page in a normal theme, and if you don't have the permissions to make the whole page blank, you will have navigation on that page, you will have the default page title, and you can only edit the content part, which is like you will have a lot of content from the theme by itself. The navigation would be there, the header would be there, sidebar would be there, and you only get to edit the post part. But if you have a blank canvas, it would be so much better. And this is like the thing that I was talking about. So what I will do first is I started off by adding a two column setup. I will first add two columns. I have a basic design in my mind. You can use any design that you want to. May I know the name of plugin which you are using for page building? I'm using the Beaver Builder. It's not a free plugin, but if you want, I can drop the plugin in the group. So I will change it to 30%. And then what I'll do is, because I want people to know about what I do in the first glance. As soon as they visit my site, they should know what I do. So what I want to do is, I want to use my picture, and I want to demonstrate what I do in as soon as they visit the website. So what I do is, on one side I add my picture, and then on the other side I explain what I do. I'm going to take a random title, for example, best ghostwriting services in India. let's take any normal services like because this is a portfolio page or a hire me page. Let's suppose that my services are um, I make images or I do video editing. So I will add affordable video editing services. Now again, this is only a demo. I'm not making this seriously. This should not be considered at the as the serious title that I would add. Now, because we have removed the page title, there is no h1 tag on this page. So what we will do is we add the title with the h1 tag. Now when it comes to me, I like to make things to be very aligned and in a particular manner. So I will add this add this and then move to the advanced section. In advanced section, I would like the image and this text to line up, and then I'll post like this is the first glance that the audience or anyone who just visitors me get. And then there will be a short preview of what I do, like, hi, my name is um my name my name is Arvind Kejriwal. I make the best funny videos and vines, or any description. Or you just have to type about what you do or what services you provide or anything that you can provide. So this is just like the Lorium SPM content that I'm putting. This is not have to be taken seriously. I'm repeating it again and again. So what I did this, I included the text on my sales page. So what now I will do is I'll shift the audio the services tags to a bit low. So I'll make the padding 50%, and it got lower. Now one thing which I see is that it's looking quite white, and to make my sales page great, I have to change it to some color. So what I'll do is I will pick up a color from my page, which is the dark blue color, and then I'll go to the row settings, and then to the background tab, and then to color, and select then to the background tab and select color. And now you can add background and you can add anything as the background. You can add a photo, you can add a video, you can add both, or you can do anything with the background. You can make it parallax or any effect. So what I did was I changed my text to white, and I changed the body width to be full, so that this goes to be a full width. Now if I was using a Genesis themes, it would have been to the full side, but unfortunately this plugin is not working on my Genesis blog for some reason. So I can't fully show you how this is done. And then we make it white. So this is the above fold of how things are done. So this is the first this is the above fold. But as I mentioned, the plugin is not working at my other blog, or I would have shown how a blank canvas look like. Let me just hold tight and see if it's working on my main site. For example, I have a lot of sales pages on this website. So the basic idea is you build a sales page by first adding this thing. You first add affordable video or whatever service you provide, and then in the part below it, you add your testimonials. You can use to the plugin is great. You have to test it out by yourself. I can't explain the whole thing, and you need to test it out by yourself. You can add testimonials behind it. It is pure drag and drop, and you can build anything with it. And you need to add another column in which you add all your services and what all things that you do. And with this you can build a full sales page for your personal blog. For example, if we head over to my blog and let's just analyze the sales page that I made. For example, this is the sales page that I use, and I have this CTA in my header which says I have helped several businesses drive traffic and so on. This is the sales page that I have. So what I did was it says hire me for 2 services, and there are 2 things there. So what this page basically is, I'll show you the behind the scenes sort of how this page was made, and then this is the basic layout of this page. So first, I added an image. This is a whole banner image that I created in Photoshop. Then this is a two column format. I added two columns from here to here, and then in the columns I first added a heading, and then added a button, and then added text normal. And this can be very easy if you do it by drag and drop. For example, text is added like this, and button is added in a similar manner, and you can add and you can decide what it takes to the reader to. And then I talked about what topics I write about, what
Rachit,
services I provide, and
Rachit,
then I added social proof. This is the testimonials that I got, and in the most down below all of this, I have my form where users send me queries. So this was the hire me page, or the portfolio page, what of
Rachit,
I also have one more portfolio page over at my website which has a different design. It's the speaking page, and it's made in a different format. It's mainly text because it's for speaking, where I have shown the footprints of internet where I have been work, whom I have worked with, and what topics I love speaking about. So um, screen is not visible. Is my screen visible now? Are you able
yep,
to see my screen
it's
now?
visible.
Yeah. So I was talking about my speaking page, and I have two pages on my website which you can analyze, and they were built by the same plugin. And it's a very basic plugin that you can use to make sales pages about yourself, or a hire me page. And then let's talk about the page that we were talking about, which was the book sales page. So is there any doubt in the hire me page? If you have any doubts up until now in landing me pages, just drop the doubt in the comments and I'll solve it. And then we will move out to the book sales page part. And also do let me know how was this webinar for you. If it was bad, if it was boring, if it was something that you didn't expect, or if it was good, just drop anything that you have in mind. It should be the honest feedback. Just let me know so I can improve the webinars if I do in the further time. So just let me know what you think of the webinar, and also if you have any doubt, just drop them in the comments and let me know anything that you have in your mind. Okay, so now we have to build a sales page for my book. So I would like to know about those mixed color headers. Oh yeah, I just forgot about the textured headers. So there is a site that is at androidauthority.com, and it uses such a great header. Like its header in is in a gradient format, which means that its header is in not a single color. So if you ever come at something like, if you want to know how navigation style are done like that or anything, you just use a simple method. You just go to inspect element and you see what css tags they are using to output their header. So I clicked on the inspect element tab, and it will show what sort of header they are using at my. So it takes a lot of time to figure out the right tag which is being used by the ad. So I'll first have to navigate to each of their tags that they are using, so just to figure out what actual what actual css tag is being used by this website. And Gradient background CSS. I'm not gonna lie. At this point of time, I thought I would be able to find the CSS code easily, but it appears that I was not able to find that quick code in a quick go. So what I will do is just I'll look the CSS tag for that thing, and then I can use it easily for making anything. So the code is as follows: it WebKit linear gradient red say yellow. So I'll copy that thing and then I'll experiment it on my blog to see if it works. And the guy who asked this question, it was such a great question. I got to learn about a new CSS tag which was the gradient tag, and I might be using gradient backgrounds on some of my websites. So what I will do is I will first mention to my color tab, and then I will remove the current background thing that I have. It had some text, and then I go to the background, and then I add the tag that I found. And look, this is the gradient that you were talking about. Now what we can do is we can go to the Android Authority, and we can sort of steal, or I won't say steal. Oh yeah, I would say steal. So we would check the colors that they are using, and we will replace red and yellow with those colors. So what this does is we are just picking up the color codes which are in hash, and then we copy the color codes to our website. So this is how you create header with css extra element. So this is how it goes, and you can also change the directions of these using the same. For this is the code for left to right, or you can add just a left identifier in this. I don't know if it's called identifier or what, but you can add a simple left here and the direction will be changed easily. So you can make the header that they have made. For now, this is like the Android Authority header. I hope the person who asked just got the answer. So what I'll do is now I just copy the CSS and paste it in my custom CSS. Now TechRevd, are you satisfied by the answer, or if you need any other explanation, just ping me in the comments again. And now only 38 people are watching. Um, this question was, by the way, asked by TechRevd. He asked about how to make headers like Android Authority, and I asked that you have to use extra CSS code, and it is just a basic CSS tag that you have to use and add the colors into your custom CSS. You can use Android Authority's default codes by by pasting it. And then I won't say Sril Haya. Okay, so thank you, Santosh Kumar, for asking. It was such a great question. I loved learning about a new tag, and then up until this point, I talked about blog design, I talked about landing page creation, and I made one landing page which was portfolio. I couldn't make it the full page because it would take too much time. So up until now point, the feedback has been good, it was okay. And then let's talk about building a sales page for our book. So the best way of building a sales page is by first learning the sales pages which are already being in the same niche. So first, let's talk about how we can build a landing page in our niche. So let's head on to my blog again. Suppose we are selling a book, or we are selling. Let's just sell the book. So there are a lot of page formats that you can already use. The main problem in landing page building is not that you don't get to perform what you want to do. For example, there will be never a case when you want to add a text above the image and you don't add it. The sole problem is that you can't imagine the layout that you want to do. So what you have to do is open the page builder and just take inspiration, or just like steal ideas from multiple sales pages and then combine it into your own. I will say stealing, because Steve Jobs has a quote that great artists don't inspire, they steal from others. So let's check out, or let's get expired from one or three sales pages which can be good in my case. So in my case, I have to sell a book, so I will see everything from the book point of view. When I see this, I see that, yeah, I can add my logo here, and I can add my the pages where the markets where the book is sold and anything. And when I first and then I check multiple pages to see how these can be beneficial in my way. So I look for multiple page layouts, and I think of what features can I include in my sales pages. So this is please open please open Shouttricks. I'll just Google which is the Shouttricks. Get Android free recharge, Android tips. Okay, you are unable to pick the color. He is using the same Android Authority header. Um, the person says that I've forgotten. I'm not able to identify color. To identify the color, you have to do a simple thing. Now you have to open the menu, and you have to developer, and you have to click on eyedropper. Now on the eyedropper you have to pick one gradient. Now this is made from two colors. A gradient is from two colors or sometimes three colors. It depends on the admin. So you have to first click on the first color, and then the first color would be copied. For your instance, I am pasting it in for you. If you can't like, if there is some problem in your browser, I can understand. This is not in much of an issue. So I'll do click on the other link which is on the other side. So I got both of the codes and I pasted them in the chat. You can copy them and use it as it is. So yeah, I forgot about the CSS picker website and the Google font styles which you talked. There's just nothing to worry about. I'll just cover it again. So I talked about this tool. This is Paletron. This is called Paletron tool. This is a tool that you use to pick out the best color scheme for your block. And what this does is it just asks you to pick one color. For example, if you pick orange, it will give you I just pressed back by mistake. We have to head again to Peloton because I pressed back by mistake. And then what this website does is it helps you create a perfect color scheme. So I'll head to this website and I'll deal in create. I will first pick up this image. Um, for suppose that I have to create a site which is sort of green. So what we have to do is this is just site for getting color scheme ideas. And then you have to go open menu, developer, eyedropper, and pick up the shade of color that you want to pick, and then use it at your work. For example, let's consider this block, Shout Tricks. If I want to improve the looks of this blog, the number one problem this blog has is it does not have a consistent color scheme. For example, the header is different and the things are different. So what I will do is I'll inspect the element for once, and I'll see the code being used in the header, and it is using so much code at once. For example, the code is being used, and I'll just use a single code. So this is something, and then I'll move to create a sort of a consistency over the block. For example, this is the this is what is this called, a navigation? It is called pagination. Yeah, when you see the pagination part, you see that if there was some breathing space, it would have been better. So what I will work is in creating some padding space in between. I will click on one button and I'll add more padding properties so that these buttons are far apart. I can also change color of these buttons to match to the side so that these buttons are of some other color instead of black. I'll make them green or any color that I like, or as pleases my mind at that time. I can also change the buttons color or anything. For example, if this is the subscribe button, the buttons in this website are by default black. This was because the pagination color pagination was also black. So what I will do is I will also change the major elements to green. So as of now you can see that this website is now green. It was from, I do not have much of a color scheme to now. And the next thing I would act is the font style that the website is using. The font in the navigation is thin, and I will change it to Open Sans. And then in the sidebar, here it is. The Google font fails to load. I'll change the font style as well. These are some things that I might do. There's no problem. No one will be missing the website too in a lot of time. So Shout is the that is how I would be. I would edit the website if I had to edit the website. And then let's talk about creating a sales page. I was at the sales page part. So in sales pages, I have to first talk about creating a sales page or taking inspiration from some sales page. The first important thing is the part of above fold, which is the main thing. For example, this page is about ebook money machine. So in ebook money machine, they have not yet properly advertised it. So I'll just I'll just google a book, for example, Sherlock Holmes. I'll see some pages which are around the same thing, so I can get some idea of how to shape my landing page by book. So I'll first do some research and I'll see some landing pages which are booked. For example, mostly it's Amazon. Amazon just ranks anything that comes in between. Shout Tricks is website. Nice website you made there. It's not much of a shout out. No one would be visiting website really because they see what was happening. So yeah, let's talk about this website. This website has created a sales page for selling the great book Sherlock Holmes. So and then we see that this is very minimalistic effort. And then see again the points that I mentioned. What the Let's just hit back and pretend that it never happened. So I was talking about that this is the great book of the Sherlock Holmes, which has been sold multiple times. And this page uses everything that I talked about. It has a preview, you can read an excerpt, and there is a Kriven, the look inside button. You can buy it clearly, and there is a lot of empty space, and there are so many things. So I see that the format of this website is first add a two column format. In one column add the book, add a button, add a link, and then in another column add a heading, add some text, add this, and add a buy now button, and then add the basic story again, a two column button, and some related text. So this is the basic format that this website used to create his landing page. So what I will do is if you still, I guess I have book sales page on my website also. Yeah, I have a sales page for my books that I'll show how it was made. So what my sales page do is my sales page is in a similar format, is in from buy now from Amazon, never on rest second edition. I've added readers, about the author, media kit, and so on. So you can either see the page builder, or you can create a new page by going to the page builder and then the page builder. And this was what I was talking about, that if you don't have the permission to make your page blank, you can only edit the content part which is happening right now, because I did not clear the page as to get a blank canvas, and I have to now change the settings. And any way to change the colorful loading circle when the page is loading, that is actually a preset theme thing. You can go to your theme files and see what code is being used there. It is hard to catch, because when I open it, it just opens quickly, so I can't click on it and then click on inspect element. The way to hide anything on a site is pretty simple. For example, if I go on a site like writer.com, suppose that I have to hide, for example, because he talked about hiding, I guess my screen is visible. Anyway, to change the colorful loading circle when the page is loading. So to hide anything, you just have to add a basic CSS tag like anything in designing website. For example, if I want to because you can't click on the circle. If you get to click on the circle, just click right click on choose inspect element, and then In the inspect element, figure out what particular tag it is using. In my case, it's Outreach Pro Blue Site Title. So I'll use display and then add none. So the title would be removed from there. You can use the same tag at your own website as well. One request: which color would be the perfect in the footer of Shout Tricks blog? Shout Tricks blog. Uh, it depends on what header you are using, because you are using a gradient header, and then you can use like because it's black, you need to make the whole site out of either of these two colors. For example, because if you change the footer color, you will have to change the footer color links as well. So you can use like the mid shade of these colors in the footer, but if you make the footer light green, make the part below the footer dark green so that it's visible, and then you will have to change the font color as well, then you have to change the link color as well. So keep in mind when you change the footer color. Can you comment about this blog? Can you comment about this blog? I'm just opening. This blog is built on blogspot.com. The blog is using a free theme. I guess it's not a free theme because it had a custom menu up here. The theme is, there is one a major mistake in this theme which I was talking about. First, it does not have any color scheme because it's all white. The second thing is that the font style is way too low to make me read. For example, if I come across a site which has font so small, I would either have to like zoom in or just close the website or zoom in. And most of the readers don't do this much effect to zoom in and read the website unless you are writing something very, very, very important. Most of them, when they'll search for the competitors in the Google, and they'll be having better font style. So I guess most of the webinar is done. If you have any doubts, just throw all the doubts in the comments and I'll be happy to help. And one more thing that I want to talk about is that in this webinar, I talked about a lot of plugins. I talked about a lot of tricks. I mentioned a lot of tools. Because you guys prioritized IPL over this webinar, I will share all this in a notepad file in the group. But for that, I want that all of you guys comment which font family is perfect for blog. It is Open Sans. So if any of you want all the list of all those plugins, all those tools, all those tricks, and everything that I shared in this webinar as a backup in a notepad file, just comment your email ID in the comments, or add the or join the group, which is Bloggers World Webinars and University, and I'll share all the files, all the plugins, all the tricks that I used there, that was used in making the website. And um, I can't thank you enough for joining the webinar and prioritizing it over the IPL, because I know a lot of guys were not present today because it was IPL. And by luck, I got this day to hold my webinar, but nevertheless, there were people and I got a bit positive response. So those who want those tools, just drop their emails in the comments and I'll share these tools with you. And if you have any feedback, if this part is the most important, if you I want the feedback regarding the webinar in the comments. If you have any feedback, let it be good, let it be bad, just drop it in the comments. If you liked the webinar, if you didn't like the webinar, or any feedback that you have in mind, any suggestions that you have in mind, just write it in the comments below. If you really liked the webinar, you have to understand that the webinar was at the wrong time, because the webinar fall at the day of the IPL. There were not a lot of many people approaching. I have a lot of topics that I can cover in future webinars. So, and we get webinars assigned on basis of how better the readers or the listeners performed. So if you would like me to be back here hosting another webinar, just fill the comment section by saying the true feedback about the webinar, how it went for you, and what suggestion would you like. If the feedback get good, I will get to chance I will get a chance to host another webinar here. And I personally love to share what I learned through all the time in my blogging, and I'll host more webinars if I get a positive response. And there are some guys that like are here. So if you are here, and if you are here, just comment in the comment section about present. If you want to, if you want me to know that you are here, because there are some guys who will say that yeah, I was attending the webinar, because I can't see who is here. Like it shows 32 watching, but I really can't see who is attending. So comment your feedback about the webinar. I need a shit ton of feedback. Just fill the comment section with all the feedbacks. Just tell me how the webinar was. If you would like to hear me in future webinars, or just drop any thing that you have in your mind, and I'll be happy to help. And there was one comment that the webinar would be good in Hindi. I understand that the webinar would have been good in Hindi, but from the past few days we got a lot of comments in the BW group that the webinar should be in English, because as of now the webinars are delivered being only in Hindi. And as of me, I can speak fluently in both of English and Hindi. I'll be comfortable in delivering the webinar in Hindi as well. So it's not much of a problem, but it was the demand of the audience that they wanted the webinar to be delivered in English. So just fill the comment section. It's time to like close the webinar. I have 6 more minutes to speak, talk about the webinar. If you have any questions, just hold by. It's not that if the webinar gets over, I'll not answer the question. And just tell me if you have any question as of now. Tell me your feedback or anything if you would like to share in the comments. I'd love to hear. Also, one more thing that I want to talk about is how many of you guys would be renovating your blogs in after watching this webinar. I guess there should be some people who should renovate their blogs. So if you are going to renovate your blog after this webinar, comment in the section saying that we will be renovating your blogs, or I'll edit my blog again, or which color scheme do you like, or anything that you have in mind. I would like to know about using of what kind of themes to be used for categories like blog, portfolio, affiliate marketing, business, and entertainment like newsreel. And when we talk about themes, which is like blogs and affiliate marketing and business and entertainment, these are like separate niches. If we talk about entertainment, there is Bimber. If we talk about portfolio, there is a different theme in Genesis. If we talk about affiliate marketing, there is Focus Pro. If we talk about blogs, there is a different theme, Saifa. These are varied categories. You can't fit one theme for which is good for all the categories. Mostly time, if there is one theme which says that this theme fits all the niches, it's sure that it will be a hell heavy of a theme. Most of these themes who claim that we can work on any blog, we can work on WooCommerce site as well, these are like 19 MB 20 MB themes. And if you use a shared hosting site and you use such a heavy themes, I don't think your loading time will be good if you don't use a CDN. So there are different themes and different niche. Yeah, I'll be very kind if you make next webinar in Hindi. I'll make next webinar in Hindi, or I will just upload the video of the Hindi version of this webinar. It isn't much of a problem. We at BW have one core message to help out bloggers, to provide resources and the correct tips that you need to succeed. If this webinar was in English and you need the same information in Hindi, we might as well just add the video of on by translating all the steps that we mention in Hindi. Now we have 3 more minutes to everyone who is commenting that please share the file and they are dropping their emails. I'll just email them with the group link. They'll have to join the group, and then in the group we have so many members who work with each other to help out the bloggers who need any sort of help, even if it's your, if not related to blogging. If you need help in making anything, there will be bloggers to help you. So we have please add me to the Facebook group. To anyone who wants to be added to the Facebook group, please drop your comments in the, please drop your email IDs or Facebook ID in the comments, or I am dropping my Facebook account in the comments. Just make me your friend. So, and then after the webinar, just ping me so that I can add you in the Facebook group. Because if, as of now, I can't open Facebook because there would be so much messages. I will, I can't share a link. Well then. Just a minute. Why can't I share a link? Since everyone in the chat was sharing links and I can just share a link. I'm sharing my username on Facebook. Just search me with this username. My name is Rachit Singh. Add me as a friend. I'll add you in the Facebook group. Everything straight from plugins, and I will share my pack of best 5 themes. This is an exclusive for everyone who's here. I will share my pack of best 5 theme, which is the best as per my need. They can serve the purpose of a blog, a portfolio site, affiliate marketing site, or anything in general. So if you need that 5 theme package and that the Beaver Builder package or the tool, the links to anything, just add me as a friend. I will add you to the group, and you can get all those resources free of cost to your inbox. This was it, guys. This was the webinar. I love to know your feedback. The webinar would be end at 1 p.m. 1 a.m. Sorry, the webinar would end at 1 a.m. and I love to know how your feedback was. Just fill the comment section with your feedbacks, whether it be good or whether it be bad. Because if it's good, then I'll get to make more webinar on this channel. If it was bad, I'll have to improve and make more webinars or make my speaking better or explaining better. So any kind of feedback that you have, just fill the comment section with feedback so that other guys can learn as well. So drop any feedback that you have in the comment section, and with the promise that I'll be back with another webinar or topic. I'm closing the webinar and the count of after everyone, and there please make a list of all supporting resources you set in this webinar. Yeah, Nikki, I don't know. Maybe I should avoid saying the first name. Yeah, Mr. Jain, I'll share all the list in the group. Okay. Thanks for the great webinar.
Hello, right, Ed? One second. Guys,
And again, a lot of thanks to everyone who just attended the webinar, because I know how important is IPL and how just everyone is in love with IPL. But still, you guys choose the webinar over the IPL. Now I can know how much of a how much you love blogging and this kind of stuff. So thanks for joining in. I can't be more helpful. I can't be more thankful to any of you. Just drop your feedbacks and have a good night.
bye, guys. Good night.